8167 plus 8122 plus 1877 plus 9641 plus 0359. Okay, you see it here? Oh, there was a no, that's maybe I wrote something wrong. 1467, okay, plus 8122 plus 1877 plus, okay, I know where my mistake is now. 1877 plus 9641 plus 359. Okay, so you see 21466, which is very close. 21465. So it's pretty close to one another. All right. So do you guys find this amazing? Do you guys, this is what we call Timoxin and Balibut now, the act of dealing with random numbers. I can see, let's try one more time. I'm going to be fast at this period, so it doesn't feel like, it feels like, I don't want it to feel like I'm calculating it back end. I want it to be very quick. So Annie, do you want to unmute yourself? Tochiko, do you want to unmute yourself? I'm just going to take one person this time around, so I don't keep waiting for somebody to unmute themselves and all that. Who wants to try with me? Just one last time. Annie, I've tried to unmute you, but you can't unmute yourself. You probably need to unmute yourself. Who wants to try this with me now? One last time. Timoxile Balabutu now. Let's do it quick, fast, and let's do it together. You guys are very, I'm not sure if you guys know how to use Zoom. I'm not sure. Nobody knows how to raise up their hand. Yeah? What's happening here? Okay. Nobody. Okay, Annie Chuko, I'm asking you guys to unmute yourself, but you guys are not unmuting yourself. Unmute
Yeah.
yourself. Let's talk. Yes,
Good evening,
Dubem, let's
everybody.
quickly do this. Yeah, good evening,
Okay.
Dubem. How are you doing today?
Oh, good.
Okay,
Okay.
so I want to do this very quickly so people don't think that I'm calculating. I have a calculator somewhere. Okay, so let's do it very
Yeah.
quickly. Okay, quickly. Give me four random digit numbers that pops up in your mind.
9654.
5, 4. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to put in random numbers. Always remember, these are all random numbers. Okay, so this is 29,652. So give me another set of random numbers quickly so people don't think I'm calculating this.
2248.
4, 8. Another set of random numbers. I'm just going to put in my own random numbers. Okay. All right, go ahead. Another set of random numbers.
8734.
Sorry, 873. Sorry,
34.
I went to go
Okay.
ahead to write it the other way around. Where's
Okay.
my eraser? I have an eraser somewhere. I don't even know where eraser is. Okay, sorry. So what did you say? What was the last one again? Eight seven three
8734. 4.
four. So I'll just put in the last set of numbers. Um, and this will be, let's just say 6. Okay. So if I add up all these numbers together, do you think it's going to give me 29,652?
Oh, um,
Do you think?
I'm guessing it will
Not
not
really.
give you the exact number, but kind of
Yes.
close. Yeah.
Very close. Okay. The exact number, you're doubting me now because I messed up the first time. So let's do it
No.
together now. Okay. All right, because I missed the point the last time. So let's try it now. 95654 2248. Sorry. 9654 plus, okay, 2248 plus 7751 plus 8734. Okay, plus 1265. Voila. So you see, 29652. This was quicker, this was faster. Now that's exactly what we call timoxilin balabutanol. If you guys know how to spell it, put it in the chat. I personally don't know how to spell it, so you need to go and figure out how to spell it. I don't know how to spell it, honestly speaking. So it's called timoxilin balabutanol. So we use it for predictive analytics when you're dealing with random data used for predictive analytics. I think I deserve a round of applause here. Don't you guys think so? Don't you guys think I deserve like a round of applause so far? Let me see. Where's the round of me? Where's my round of applause? Okay, only 3 people found this amazing. Only 3 people found this Exciting. All right, this is good. This is good. Okay, so now let me just be truthful. Today's Saturday. You guys have taken out time to join the session today. There is nothing, there is absolutely nothing like Timoxi Balabuta. There's nothing like that. Nothing. It doesn't exist. All right. It's a made up word. I made it up myself. All right. So it doesn't exist. There's nothing like that in data analytics, data science, data engineering. There is absolutely nothing like that. It's just something that it's a mathematics trick that I know how to do very well. Okay. It's a math trick. So I know how to just play my way around it. Okay, so let's go to the main meat of today's session. All right, and that is Tenalytics business. Okay, as you couldn't get to the right spelling exactly, I was just messing around, guys. All right, so now. Have you guys heard of Tenalytics business before? Have you heard of Tenalytics business before? Have you heard of Tenalytics before? Put a one in the chat and a zero if you haven't. So if you've not heard of Tenalytics business before, put a zero in the chat. If you have, put a one in the chat. Let's see. So 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0. Okay, we have quite a number of newcomers in the house. So newcomers in the house, where you are right now, I need you to wave at your camera. Just wave at your camera. We have our attendants. We have our colleague in the house, Treasure. Treasure is going to, take you. We have a space dedicated for you in the front seats. You would sit down there, and that's where we would have our. We'll bring you to the front of the class, anyways. All right. So for the new people that have never heard of Tenalytics before, Tenalytics is a leading e-learning platform. What we do basically is we train people that are looking at transitioning into the tech space. And we've been doing this for the last 5 years. 5 years, 5 solid years of we helping people transition into the tech space. And not just helping individuals transition into the tech space, we also partner with businesses that are willing to upskill their staff. Okay, so if you have a company like NTN today, in which we have partnership with, we work with them to train their staff on certain aspects of either tech, any aspect of tech. So it could be data analytics, it could be data science, it could be data engineering, it could be cybersecurity, it could be anything. So we partner with individuals like yourself that are willing to learn the skills and break into the tech space, or organizations that are willing to partner with us to train their staff and upskill their staff. That is exactly what we do. And like I said, we've been doing this for the last 5 years. Now, who is Ishimena April? So I'm a tech professional, and I've been in the tech space now for about 10 years, over 10 years. Yeah, and the thing I like to tell most people is I did not come from a technical background. I studied economics from Leeds City University in Ibadan. Okay, and after upon graduating, couldn't get a job. Eventually, I was able to get an internship. Working as a management consultant. I did that internship. I became a full-time staff. Also, you see, I'm transitioning from economics to getting a job as a management consultant, and you'll find out that these things are not technical. They're not technical roles. They're not tech roles. Do you get me? Well, you see, I had a desire to transition into the tech space, and the painful truth is that it took me about 2 years to make this transition. But eventually, I was able to transition into the tech space. All right. But you see, that 2 years it took me, what it shouldn't have taken me 2 years to get my first role in the data space. And that's exactly why I love talking about this conversation today, because it took me 2 years to get my first data role. Okay, I even in some cases, in my own case, I had to relocate in order for me to get my first role. Okay, but you see, we've had over the last 5 years of me helping people transition. It has taken people shorter time frame to make this transition also. And that's exactly why we started analytics to see how we can help more Africans, acquire the skills that they need in order for them to break into the tech space. So if you are an individual and you want to get a job in the tech space, this is the best platform to be with. If you're even working with an organization and you want to get skilled, you want to get the skills, this is still the best platform to be. All right. So I'll be talking more about that. So in my own experience, I've trained over 10,000 people in the last 10 years, literally across the world. If you just look at today's session, we have today's session where I'm still expecting quite a number of people to join today's session, but as of now, we're still like over about 44 people, and I have a session 2, 3, 4 times in a week sometimes. So my own experience, started, as a management consultant, moved into business intelligence. From business intelligence, I've worked as a data analyst, I've worked as a data scientist, I've worked as a data engineer, power platform engineer. I've worked as a business systems analyst. So I've worked across different roles and implemented several analytic solutions for different businesses across the world. Okay. So that's me. Okay. And the reason why I had to start with the fact that I didn't get, I wasn't technical. The reason why I'm starting with that is because quite a number of people looking to transition into the tech space are of the opinion that you must come from a technical background. You must know tech. You must have done tech for the last 10 years of your life in order for you to to make it easy for you to transition. Or you must be exceptional somehow. All right. But just to let you know that I wasn't exceptional. I studied like the way you went to university and you don't know what to do, you don't know what the future entailed. That was the same thing. All right. And it was a session like this that I attended that I heard about tech. And that was when it became very, I became drawn to it. Like, let me do this. I want to try this. All right. And that's exactly what led me into the tech space. So you see, if you have that major misconception that you need a technical role, you need a technical degree, you need something you need to be great technically in order for you to break into the space, you are just wasting your time, to be honest with you. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's session. So now let me ask you this question. Are data careers still relevant in 2025? This is a very important question. Just put a one in the chat if you think they are still relevant. If you think they are relevant, put a number one in the chat. I want the session to be interactive, guys. I don't want it to feel like I'm just speaking and you're listening, or you're just on your bed and you're like, relaxing and letting enjoying yourself. You can enjoy yourself, but I want to interact with you guys so you understand better what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so I can see a lot of one in the chat. So quite a number of people, just a few people actually feel like it's still relevant because we have 44 people on the call. Okay, so just a few people feel like it is still relevant. But now, do you know the amazing thing? Do you know do you know the most amazing thing? The most amazing thing here is the fact that some people feel like it's not relevant. And I'll tell you the reason why they feel data roles or data careers are not relevant. I'll tell you, okay? And let's see. So the answer is yes, it is still relevant. And it is not just relevant, it is even growing. It is growing. Imagine something that started over 10 years ago, okay? It's still growing. That career is still growing. And you might doubt it, and it's okay to doubt it. But that's the reason why we're having today's session, so that I can explain to you why it is still growing at an alarming rate. Not just, not just two roles, not just three roles, not just four roles in a month. You're looking at hundreds and thousands of jobs created every single day, data roles. Okay. But misconception. Some people feel like it is overcrowded. But we'll talk about all these things together. But the key thing that you need to know today is data careers are still relevant in 2025. And they are what? And they are still growing. Okay. Now, the first proof I'm going to show you today, and this, my colleagues are going to be dropping the attendance. Okay, so if you want to get the recording of today's session and you want to get the material that we're using in today's session and all the things I'm going to be sharing with you, please fill the attendance form. Please fill the attendance form. So I'm going to be sharing this material with you. So you see this material. When I was looking at transitioning into the tech space, this was the document I read. The document that came out that year was this same Future of Jobs report created by the World Economic Forum. Okay, so the World Economic Forum is a highly prestigious organization, and they do a lot of statistical reporting and a lot of stuff around that. Okay, so they created this report. When I was looking at, I was working as a management consultant in Lagos. Okay, and you see, when I was working as a consultant, even though the job was a good job, it was great, it was a good job, it was well paying and everything. But you see, down the line, I was looking at myself like, okay, I'm just about 2 years into the role. 2 years into the role, okay? Uh, in order for me to climb the ladder, in every job that you're always looking at what's the next stage, what's the next stage. So I was looking at my own stage, like in the next 5 years, the next 6 years, and I saw that in order for me to get to a senior manager position, it will take me about 7 years for me to get to a senior manager level. where I'll be earning good salary, where people will be reporting to me, and so on. It would have taken me like almost 7 years back in the days. Okay. And I didn't feel like that was necessary. Why would I take 7 years for me to get, a senior manager role? So I was looking at alternative career at the time. Can I try something else? Can I try other careers to test out to see if I could actually get something better quickly? Okay. And I stumbled upon this report, back in the days, and I read this report. And back then, they were saying that everywhere, literally on all the pages, literally all the pages of that document or this document back then, it was saying data science is the sexiest job of the future. Have you guys heard of this before? Data science is the sexiest job of the future. This was what was said for about 10 years ago. Okay. Now, fast forward, 10 years after, okay, data science is still the sexiest job of the future, of even of now, not even of the future. All right. It's still the sexiest job. Okay. Now I read this document and I, wanted to transition, and that was when I saw data science, and I, became so engrossed to say that okay, I want to learn data science as much as I can. Now, looking at this, and this is why I'm showing you this. This is why the reason why I'm going to show you this also, because if it helped me, it's likely going to help you too. So if you have that doubt that data roles are not there, they're not in demand, or a lot of people are learning data analytics. So if I learn, I'm not good to get a job because there are too many people that know how to do data analytics. All right. So you don't feel like you need to learn it because of that, because everybody's learning data analytics, everybody's learning Excel, everybody's learning Power BI. It's too saturated. That's your thoughts. That's what you're thinking. That's your presumption. And that's exactly why I'm doing the session today, so that to let you know that there is more to that, more, so much more. So now, if you want to get access to this report, to the material, to this particular document, you see, click here to download. I'm going to click on it. All right, it's going to open in the browser. All right, and this is the document. So it's a 290-page document. It's a 290-page document talking about the future of jobs, future of jobs. So what I've done is to help you summarize it. What I've done is to help you summarize it to the key things that we're going to be talking about in today's session. So from this report, okay, from this particular report, we wanted to find out career paths that will continue to grow. That's the focus for you. So you want to be relevant this year, you want to be relevant next year, and you want to be relevant years and years into the future. All right. So you see, inside that document, this page, this particular page you see on the screen was taken from that document. So you see on the top corner here, fastest growing, fastest growing and fastest declining jobs, 2025 to 2030. Okay, fastest growing and fastest declining job, 2025 to 2030. Okay. And that's exactly what you're going to be seeing here. So now let's take a look at the fastest growing jobs that you see on the screen. Okay. And this is not from Tenalytics. This is from the World Economic Forum. This is from a highly prestigious organization. So if you don't want to believe Tenalytics, at least you'll believe the World Economic Forum. So let's take a look at this. So you see what do you see on the screen? What do you see? You see, the first job that you see there is a big data specialist. Big data specialist. Now, this is not just any role, this is a data related role, correct? The next one is a fintech engineer. You have an AI and machine learning specialist. That's a data scientist. Okay, AI and machine learning specialist. All right. You also have a data warehousing specialist. Okay, a data warehousing specialist. So amongst the fastest growing jobs, how many of them are data related? Four of them are data related. Amongst the what? Top fastest growing job, amongst the top fastest growing, not steadily moving, not available, fastest growing jobs. What are they? Big data specialist, AI machine learning specialist, data warehousing specialist, and you have data analyst and scientist, data analyst and scientist. So you see, amongst the roles that this organization, the World Economic Forum, have seen that these roles will continue to grow. Fastest growing between when? Between the next 5 years, in the next 5 years, 2025 to 2030. You can clearly see the four amongst those roles are data related. They're data related. Okay. So where do you want to position yourself? That's a critical question. How do you want to position yourself to get into data? That should be your concern. So if today you've learned Excel, you've learned Power BI, and you can't seem to transition or get something better than what you're doing, or even implement, there's something that's fundamentally wrong somewhere. But see, let's go deeper. This is just surface level. This is still surface level. Now let's take a look at career paths are going to decline also. Okay, I mean that's also some of us are probably doing those jobs today, and we need to be aware that okay, what are the jobs that are going to decline? So in the next 5 years, what are the jobs that are going to decline? You see, bank teller and related clerks. So if you're a clerk today, or you're working as a teller today, or you're working as a receptionist, or you're working as something that has to do with you interacting with people coming in, going out, you're at risk of losing, of declining. Data entry clerks, cashier and ticket clerks, administrative assistant and executive assistant or secretaries, accounting and bookkeeping payroll clerks. So yeah, see, so these are the things that you need to know, okay? That career paths are going to decline. Some of these career paths are going to decline. A very surprising one here also is graphic designers. Okay, this came out early this year with the advent of AI, without so much advancement in AI just yet. This came out early this year. Now, guess what? Graphic design is one of the skills that are going to be replaced significantly in the next 5 years. Now, majority of the images that I use, even for work, I don't need a graphic designer for it anymore. I use ChatGPT, okay? I use some other, AI tools to make adjustments, to create images, to create videos that I want to use for my slides or for whatever I want to use them for. So there are tools, AI applications that can easily create this. So if I want to create a mini, maybe a 4-second video, normally before, I would need to get a camera, lightning, so on and so forth. But I don't need all that anymore. I could just use an AI tool to create that. So you see, the demand for graphics designer is gradually reducing. And in the next 5 years, you probably see graphic designer as an extinct role within the tech space. So, and for them to have predicted that 4 out of the careers here are going to be data related is something that should tell you that these guys definitely know what they are talking about. But like I said, I'm going to go deeper, go deeper. If you mean, let's go deeper. If you're enjoying yourself, guys, put a one in the chat, guys. Put a one in the chat. If you're learning something, if you're seeing that, if you're seeing something that you like, you see something that you're learning, please put a one in the chat. I want to know that I'm eating the nail on the head so I know where to come in. Okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Keep it coming once, all the ones. Put a one in the chat if you're learning something new today. So let's go deeper, anyways. Let's go deeper. Now, what is done now is they gave you eye level. What we showed you earlier was eye level, careers, that are going to continue to grow. But now they decided that okay, let's break it down into job titles. Okay, into job title, into job roles itself, so you can see it clearly. And there are a lot of job titles that out there, quite a number of job roles, job titles, and all that. Okay. But they also did the same thing. They also did it for us. Okay. And they did it again. They said jobs growth and job that will decline. So what you have here are jobs that are going to grow. Okay. And over here, jobs that are going to decline. You need to see the one that will decline because your role might just be at risk of of evaporation very soon. Not just extinction, evaporation. Like it just evaporates. Now let me give you a quick example. Let me just digress a little bit. So I moved from Nigeria and I moved to Ireland. So when I was looking at relocating initially, I relocated to Ireland. Okay, this is in Europe, just very close to the UK, Ireland. Now I got to Ireland and I started work. Okay, so my first, because I had not done so many things in terms of taxes and all that, so they paid me a check rather than I'd not even open a bank account. Okay. So they're giving me check. So whenever I open my bank account, I could take my check and go to the bank and cash in the check. Now, long story short, okay, when I'd open my bank account, I went to a bank. Okay, just like in Nigeria, when they give you check, what do? You go to the bank, you give it to the receptionist or the clerk or the teller, okay, and the person goes to verify the check. And you have to wait about 5, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes in some cases in order for them to deposit the money into your account. But in Ireland, it wasn't the same thing. I got to the bank and I saw there were only like two tellers. Two, even one of them was working as a security or customer service and all that, and teller. That they had one person permanently in that teller seat. Okay, few people in the bank, and in Nigeria, coming from Nigeria, where you have queue, you have a long queue, and people will fight. Some people will even insult you. Some people will step on your foot, and so on and so forth. So I moved from that to having less people in the bank, and I was surprised. Why? So I took the check to the teller like, Omo, let me put my money inside my account. I've been paid. Put my check. I have this check and I want to cash in the check. And the lady was looking at me weird in a very, she looked at me very weirdly. All right. And I was surprised. I was like, okay. And she was like, oh no, you use the ATM for checks. And I was like, I don't understand. So they use ATM to cash in for checks. So rather than giving to the teller, and the teller goes above, goes to the manager to confirm if this is a good check or a bad check. All that doesn't exist. Okay. You go to the ATM, the ATM has its verification tactics and does everything there for you. So there's no need for a clerk. There's no need for clerks anymore. So, and this was about 5 years ago. About 6 years ago, actually, 6 years ago. And that's when they're using this kind of technologies already in Ireland. So now, if today you feel comfortable that I do my job very well as a clerk, and the bank starts to implement ATMs that can receive cash, that can take in checks, that can do majority of the work that you or the work that you do today, it means that role is going to go extinct. And some of the roles that you have today, that's the way it is, going into. So when you see roles like that, you see roles like what? Compliance officers, financial and investment advisors, health and education services manager, arbitrators, mediators, counselors, relationship managers, special education teachers, construction laborers, sales representative. So if you're a salesperson today, your job is also at risk. Shop salesperson. So I mean, if you're an attendant or you just work or an executive, so you see managing director and chief executives, human resources specialists, so financial analysts. Some roles are going to be declining in the next 5 years. All right, but that's not our job today. We're not looking at jobs that are going to be declining. Our focus in today's session are roles that are going to grow. That's what we want to take a look at. Jobs that are going to grow. Now let's quickly do that. I've pointed it from my slides. You clearly see the roles that are going to continue to grow. So you see the first one here is big data specialist. This is a big data specialist role. Okay. That's also data related. All right. You see AI and machine learning specialist, also data related. You see data warehousing specialist, also data related. You'll see if data analyst and scientist, also data related. Data engineers, data related. You'll see organizational development specialist. Now, being the fact that I've been in the industry, it's not theoretical. This is also backed by data. So if you're looking at that's majorly HR analytics, all right, that's also data related. Database and network professional, data related. So you see, amongst the top, maybe let's say about the top 50 roles that you have here, about 10 of them are data related. Okay, they are going to continue to grow. We are majorly what? Data related role. But in the same mix, we also have cybersecurity. All right. You see security management specialists, you see jobs like information security specialist, you see business analyst, which is also data related in some aspects. So you have digital transformation specialist, you have process automation specialist. These are called BA, business analysts, with infusion of data analytics in there. Okay, also related in there. So you see, majority of the roles are still data related. Okay. Now that's not all. There are still more. There are still more roles in there. So when you go to the bottom, okay, of this, okay, of that same document, you will see that it takes you to another page, and that page has more roles. And you see majority of the roles that you find there. Business intelligence developer. Give me a second. I'm gonna get a pen. Okay. So you see business intelligence analyst, you see database architect, you see sales and marketing professionals. These are data-backed sales marketing professionals, not just I do sales. No, it's data, sales analyst, marketing analyst, customer insight analyst. These are data related roles. Okay. Supply chain and logistics specialist. This is not just, oh, I know supply chain. No, it's supply chain analyst, operations analyst that they are looking for. All right. Management and organization analyst. Okay. So MIS analyst and so on and so forth. Then we have training and development specialist. This is still not also training. It's also focused on HR analytics. So you see, majority of the roles that you see here are heavily data related. Now, if you don't believe me, check. That's the reason why I told you to fill the attendance role, the attendance form, so that you can read this document yourself. So when you get this document, you can click on the link. It's a 290-page document. You see everything word for word, and you see all the things I've showed you in today's session. That these are career paths are going to grow and career paths are going to decline. So the key thing that you need to have here is your ability to follow trend, follow the market, follow what is growing. Do you understand? So rather than you saying that, oh, I know a lot of people are doing data analytics, but they've not gotten a job. Oh, I know a lot of there's something wrong they are doing. There's absolutely something wrong. And that's the reason why we started analytics to help you make that transition quicker, smoother, and easier, a lot faster. So rather than me taking you 2 years, like it took me to transition to the tech space, you would have done that quicker and faster. And if you're an employee or you want to train your organization, you want to train your staff, that's exactly what we still do. We train them so that they can take up all more data related roles within your organization rather than you going out there to look for people that you don't know if they can do the job. So now, like I said earlier, if data roles are so high in demand, why are people struggling to get in? Why do people struggle to get in? Why do people struggle to get in? Does anybody have answer to this question? Because I mean, it's absolutely puzzling that a lot of people can use Excel. A lot of people you see every day. I mean, every minute on LinkedIn, somebody's posting a dashboard of their Excel dashboard, Power BI, Tableau, SQL queries, why you use Power, people are always posting about these things. But you see, not a lot of people have been able to transition into this career, okay, or even get successful with the career. Does anybody know why? Which days do you have the seminar? I mean, all right, just Saturday. Saturdays and maybe sometimes during the weekdays. All right. Does anybody know why these people data roles are in high demand, but people still struggle to get in? Do you know why? Okay, don't bother yourself. Don't worry. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. Okay. But that's exactly where the misconception comes in. That's exactly where the misconception comes in. So a lot of people are basically off to the right start. So they start and maybe they don't get a job. And the next rationale behind it is I need to get a data or I need to get a computer science related degree. Okay. So you see a lot of people relocating, going to get their masters in data analytics, going to get their masters in data science, big data, AI, and so on and so forth, thinking that, if I get this degree, it's going to give me an upper end in getting a data related role. But that's just a waste of money, to be honest. If it's for relocation purposes, that's different. Okay. But if you're using that as a metric or as a yardstick of saying that if I get this degree, I would get a job, it doesn't work that way. Nobody cares about your degree. I have a master's in data analytics, and I'll tell you for the last 10 years, okay, nobody has ever asked me to get my certificate. I want to see your certificate. You say you have a master's, let me see your certificate. Not a single person. All right. Currently, I do more contracting where I work with businesses. So I do more B2B now, where I work with businesses. I want to implement data science, data analytics, data engineering solutions. I come in, understand the problem, and deploy. So when I'm poaching or I'm trying to sell myself, I don't put the fact that I have a data analytics master's. No. All right. What are people concerned about? Can you do the job? Can you do the job? Nobody cares about the degrees that you have or whatever certifications that you have. And the reason why I'm saying this is very simple. Most people don't believe this, especially beginners. You don't believe it because, oh, if a man you have it, that's why you're saying it. If a man you have it, that's the reason why people are not even asking for it. Okay, let me go and get my own. Then whatever happens, let it happen. But now let me ask you the question. Let me ask you guys this question for beginners, people that have that doubt. Okay, if you want to get, if your car is broken down, you have your car is broken down, you're driving a car, something happens, the car is broken down, and you need to fix the car. Now you have two mechanics. Now, the mechanic you call, maybe the one closest to you, the one closest, you don't even have your own personal mechanic is too far away. Maybe you traveled from Lagos to Ibadan and you're in Ibadan, okay? And you need a mechanic in Ibadan to come fix your car. Now, there's somebody just down the street, okay? Somebody tells you that, oh, Edwin, there is, Mr. Edwin, there's a mechanic shop just down the road. Yeah, if you can take a bike for the next 10 minutes, just keep going straight. You will see the guy by the right side. When you get to that mechanic shop, are you going to ask the guy, do you have a certificate in mechanical engineering? Do you have a certificate in mechanical engineering? Can I see your certificate before I can allow you fix my car? Or tell me where you study. Tell me, just by looking at the guy, all right, do you have, what's the question you would ask the person? Oh, I have a Mercedes Benz. Oh, I have a Toyota. Are you a Toyota specialist or do you know how to handle Toyota cars? The person says yes, and you can see Toyota cars. Maybe the person is actually working on the car when you get there. You believe the guy. You believe that he can do the job because of his experience. So you're looking for people that have experience to come and fix your car. If you're getting a plumber to come fix something in your house, okay, you don't ask the plumber to give you their certificate. Let me see your plumbing certificate before you come in to fix my plumbing issues in the house. Okay. If your laptop spoils and you take it to computer village, you ask the engineer, can I see your computer science engineering certificate before you can fix my laptop? No. You're looking for people that have experience to help you do your stuff. So constantly, you are looking for people who have experience. You don't care about the certificate, the degrees, where they learned it. You really don't care. Well, you want them to fix your stuff. You want them to come in to do your stuff together. So that's the same reason why your certificate and your degrees doesn't matter. So if you get an interview today, the recruiter is going to be asking you about the things that you have done. Can you tell me how you've done this before? You say you know how to use Excel. Okay, tell me a time you've done XYZ before. Or you know how to use Power BI. Oh, tell me a time you've done ABC in Power BI. Or tell me how you feel and how you succeed in Power BI or deploying, whatever. So you see, constantly, you as an individual that wants to employ people to do work for you, you don't care about the certificates that they have. So why do you think getting a job in the data space requires some level of certificate? So what makes you think that? What makes you think your Google certificate is going to get you a job? Makes you think you're going to do a master's or a PhD in mathematics is going to give you a job in data? Absolutely not. Okay? So that's the first misconception. Second misconception is you have to learn everything. And that's the one thing that held me back significantly when I was looking at transitioning into the tech space. I'm pretty sure there are people here today that want to become data analysts. But guess what? They're learning Python. They're learning Python because they feel like they've applied for two jobs. They've seen some job roles that have Python inside indefinitely, like definitely, I need to go learn Python. Some people are waiting to be good in Python, that they can code by themselves. They don't need to look at anything. They want to code by themselves. You feel like you need to learn everything in order for you to transition. That is absolutely, there is nowhere in the world where they expect you to know everything. Nowhere. All right. So if today you're looking at becoming a data analyst, a data scientist, a data engineer, and you're looking at learning everything before actually getting a job, you are literally shooting yourself in the foot. Okay. You can't learn everything. If you're becoming a data analyst, there are things that you need to learn to get into the space. You're looking to become a data scientist, there are things that you need to learn to get into the space. You're looking to become a data engineer, there are things you need to learn to get into the space. You don't have to learn everything. So in my own case, let me digress a little bit. When I was looking at transitioning into a data related role, every now and then I was learning something new. Okay, every now and then I am moving to either learning MongoDB. It's not something I needed to learn at the time. I was learning Rapid Miner. I was learning Weka. I was learning tools that, I was learning what's this other one? Nine. I was learning Nine. Things that I did not even know were not even relevant for the roles I was looking at getting into. But you that's you today. I want to tell you that I want to rescue you. I want to rescue you. There are things that you need to learn. And I'm going to tell you those things that you need to learn in today's session. All right. Okay, certificates. Okay, a loan cannot get you a job. Certificate, like I mentioned this earlier. So if you are banking on gathering all the certificates, Udemy certificate, Coursera certificate, Udacity certificate, you want to get a master's, you want to get certificate, you just want to compile all the certificates together, and you feel like that will get you a job. That's a big no. Like that's a very big no. Certificate doesn't do you any advantage in the job space, in the job market, and even within your role. So the role I got first, I pivoted within the organization. So I was working in logistics, and a role came in business intelligence, and that's how I pivoted within the same organization. Within the same organization. So today, some of you guys are working in the same organization. It's a great organization, it's a great place to work. You can actually pivot from maybe a sales executive or from a customer rep, okay, to becoming a data analyst. It's 100% possible because that's exactly what happened to me. So roles open up in your organization. So rather than you looking for more new jobs, you could actually pivot, within the same organization. So that's something I usually tell most people. And you don't need certificates in order for you to make that transition. It's basically your experience, the things that you know. What have you done? What projects have you solved? That's what you need to show. So another thing, major misconception is that you need to be good in mathematics. So that's the reason why I started today's session with Timok Silimbalibut now. So you see, you don't have to be good in mathematics. You don't have to be great. Till now, I won't say I'm great in mathematics. I'm not. So if you start asking me what's 37% or 500, I honestly don't know. I'll probably take a good couple of minutes for me to solve that mathematics. All right. Or yeah, if somebody is selling yam and the mother is carrying potato and 12 stars are in the sky, what would be the proportionate? No, I don't know all those things. I honestly don't know. And I've been doing it for the last 10 years. So you don't have to be great in mathematics. You don't have to be great in coding. Okay, you just need to understand some basic stuff. Start understanding basics, and that's how you grow within your data career. Okay, start from the basics, learn the basics, understand the basics, and there are things that you need to learn. Not everything. Okay, in order for you to get a job in the data space. And the last one I have here is data careers are saturated. Okay, that's another very big misconception. Data careers are saturated. Everybody's learning data analytics. Even the person that just gets a job today, tomorrow the person has opened their own data school and they're training people on how to become data analysts. Do you understand? I mean, there's everywhere you look, every nook and cranny, there's somebody doing data analytics training. Well, you see, at the end of the day, how many of them are getting a job? So a lot of people feel like there's so many people that are learning and there are fewer jobs. Okay, so if I learn, I'll just jump into the pool and I'll be amongst the thousands of people that are learning and you can't get a job. Do you understand? And that's exactly what most people think. But you see, that's exactly why Analytics is different from any other platform. We just don't teach you. We tell you the absolute truth, what you need to do. I've been doing this for the last 10 years. So I'm not going to be hiding anything from you. I'm not going to be gatekeeping anything from you on how to get successful in your data role or in any tech role you find yourself. Okay. So now let's talk about this data career paths. When you're looking at data, there are majorly three major career paths. Three major career paths are there: data engineering, data analytics, and data science. Data engineering, data analytics, and data science. Now, I want to give somebody something. I want to give somebody something. I want to gift someone something if you're able to answer this question. Okay, I have a gift for you if you answer this question. Now, the gift is, or the question is, who can tell me the difference between a data engineer, a data analyst, and a data scientist? Who can tell me the difference between these three career paths? If you're able to get it, okay, I have a special offer. I have a special gift for you. If you're able to do this, I have a special gift for you. Let's go. Let me see. You can raise up your hand or you can notify me if you know the difference between data engineering, data analytics, and data science. Okay. Anybody? Is there anybody? Is there anybody in the house? Anybody on the call? Is there anybody on the call? Is there anybody on the call? Real quick, real quick. Is there anybody on the call that knows the difference between data engineering, data analytics, and data science? I have Abu B. Everybody is the only person that raised up their hand. Okay, or is a hand. I'm not sure. I'm going to ask you to unmute. I'll give you just about 2 minutes for you to answer the question. So everybody, go ahead, please.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Ibebe, and I'm glad to be here. So, the difference between a data analyst, data engineer, and a data scientist is that a data analyst is somebody who works with, analyzing, giving data, or the role can be different in different companies depending on what they already have on ground. But a data analyst is basically going to create business insights from the data that they analyze. So they analyze data to create useful business insights to push the company forward. A data
Okay.
engineer is majorly somebody who creates pipelines for these data. So while a data analyst is basically using some tools like Python, Excel, or some other tools to analyze this data, a data engineer is going to create pipelines for this data to flow, and be organized for the collection
Yeah.
of the data and yes, mostly. And then a data scientist is mostly, he does the job of a data analyst, but on an advanced level, a data scientist is concerned with creating systems that actually implement the results of the data scientist, so of a data analyst. So a data scientist can be concerned with machine learning engineering and other aspects of data science that would maybe deal with creating a system. So they'll have to have knowledge in not just in mathematics and statistics and in data analysis, but also coding knowledge and how to manage those systems. Thank you.
Beautiful. Ebube, what do you do at the moment?
And right now, I'm volunteering in an NGO as a brand
Okay.
manager.
All right. Do you know what you do? Send me a message on LinkedIn. Okay. Just search my name if you mean at April and send me a message on LinkedIn. Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, no problem. Awesome. Thank you. That's the only question. That's the only person I'm going to take. Everybody did a great job. I'm going to buttress it a little bit better for people that might not know. She explained it pretty good. Some areas are, yeah, I would say 50-50, but she explained it pretty well, to be honest with you. For a first try, I think she did a great job. So I will explain it very quickly so we don't take too much time on call. So I'm going to explain this very quickly. And I'm going to use let me see. A supermarket. Let me just use a supermarket. Which supermarkets do we have? What's the biggest supermarket in Nigeria at the moment? What's the biggest supermarket? I don't know. What supermarket is the biggest in Nigeria now? Supermarkets. You guys don't go to the supermarket, you only go to the markets. Urbano. I'm not sure. Okay, let's use Urbano. Okay. I'm not sure what ShopRite. Okay, ShopRite, but Ebano was the first, so I'll just use Ebano. Yeah. E Ebano. Ebano. Okay, so let's use Ebano. Ebano supermarket. So I'm just going to supermarket. Okay. So Ebano supermarket. Now, if you want to buy stuff. Okay, you want to buy stuff from Ebano, what happens? You can either go to the supermarket to buy stuff, correct? So they would have their POE and you want to make payments. So you could either use the POS to make payment. So you've gone to the supermarket, you've selected the goods that you want to sell, you buy the product. When you want to pay, you use the POS to pay. All right. You could also pay online. You could also go on their web to order. So you can also go to the web, okay, to make your order, to place your order. Okay. All right. And last but not least, is there any other way, another means in which they can make payments in Lebanon? So we have POS, you have the web, and you could do like is there any other major way that you can make payments? Cash is usually not recorded. Okay, let's say cash. Okay. Let's just use the machine or whatever, the teller machine. So there's a teller machine. Let's just say the teller machine. Okay. All right. So Okay, so this is for cash transaction, All right, for cash transaction. Now you see, at the end of the month, let's say end of the month, the CEO or the owner of that branch at the end of the month wants to know like our total revenue, correct? What's the total revenue? What's the total money we made this month? How many customers? Okay, how many customers purchased stuff this month? How many customers do we have? Let's just use that. How many customers came this month, or whatever the question you have? You see, there are a lot of questions. The CEO at the end of the month, the CEO or the manager or whatsoever wants to find out certain things at the end of the month. If you own a business, you want to know how many customers, how much did we make? How was the total cost? What was our revenue? What was our profit? How many customers bought this particular kind of product? How many customers like coming in to buy cornflakes? How many of them come in to buy detergent? How many of them come in to buy fruits? How many of them come in to buy ice block? You see, you want to know, so you know what to buy going into the next month. Do you understand? You want to make a decision. So you need answers to certain questions. Now, the key question here is who provides these answers to this question? Who provides the answers to this question? And the answer is usually either the data analyst or the data scientist. Now, at the end of the month, what was our total revenue? It's either the data analyst or the data scientist that can answer that question. How many customers do we have? How many customers purchase stuff? How many customers purchase stuff via our web platform? How many customers purchase stuff and paid with the POS? How many customers came in and used cash? How many customers came in to do, you want to know those information. Now, the two people that can answer those questions is either the data analyst or the data scientist. But now, they can't answer that question. They can't answer those questions if there is no data. So they need data to answer this question, correct? They need data. They need data to know what the total revenue is. They need data to know how many customers came in. They need data to know what is our total, how many people came in to buy conflicts, how many people came in to buy water, how many people came in to buy drugs, how many people came in to buy, you want to know that. You need answers to that. You need data. You need data to make this informed decision. But now, where are we going to get this data from? Where does it come from? Okay. So all the transactions that happen in a month, all the transactions that happens in a month is either POS or via the web or via the teller machine for cash transaction. So you see POS information, if you pay via POS, is usually stored separately. It's stored in a database. They call it POS database. Okay. Now, web also, for web transaction, it is also stored in a web database. Okay. Now, teller machine also is also stored in another, I'll call it teller, let's just say teller database. I'll just call it teller database. So you see, there are three databases now. Ebano has three databases: the POS database, the web database, and the teller database. Now let's make it very simple. If you have, if you take a picture on your phone, now currently you take your phone and you take a picture, that picture is saved on your phone. Okay, if 5 of you take the same picture, a picture like let's say you see your friend is proposing, and you have like 70 people in the background trying to take a picture of the proposal. 70 of you stored that picture on your phone. All right. So if you want this, you can send it to somebody else. You can send it to like 1,050,000 people. You can forward it, post it on your Instagram and all that. But the original picture is on your phone. So you see the transaction on POS. That transaction on POS is on POS database. It's stored on POS, on the POS transaction, on the POS database. Web transaction is stored on the web. teller machine transaction is also stored on the teller machine. But you see, the data analyst and the data scientist, they cannot be working with three databases at the same time. It makes absolutely no sense. Okay, and that is because of the advent of big data. Because of big data basically is. We're not going to go into. I don't want to go too into that for now. But because of the how fast data is being generated, okay, so data from the web, people can easily go online and just quickly order some stuff. Okay, people can easily enter into the branch, any market, any supermarket anywhere, ever no branch anywhere, and quickly just use your card to make payments. Quick. All right. So you can either go there, withdraw money from the ATM and quickly go and pay cash and move out, So constantly, every day, there are millions of transactions that are happening. So it's impossible for you to be connecting, it's impossible for the data analyst to be connecting, to three databases at the same time. It makes no sense for them to do that, okay? Because of the volume of data, the volume of transactions, and so on and so many things. But that's exactly where that's where the data engineer comes in, okay? So the data engineer will build what we call a pipeline. So you see, Ebube said something. She said building of pipeline. I would explain the pipeline in a few minutes. Okay. But the data will now move, okay, from here into what we call, okay, a database. Okay, into what we call a data warehouse. So we call this a data warehouse. Okay. Into a data warehouse. We build a pipe. Okay. And this one again, we'll build another pipe. Okay. And this will now build another pipe. Okay. So now you see the data from POS, when you're making payments through the POS, once you make your payment, instead of it will be in the POS database, but it will also transfer that transaction. It will also transfer that transaction into the data warehouse. When you make payment on the web, it will also transfer that same data into the data warehouse. If you make money through cash, through the teller machine, it will also do what? Transfer that stuff into the data warehouse. So rather than working with three databases, the data analyst or the data scientist can now connect to only one source, just one, which is the data warehouse, and they can start to do their analysis. Okay, so the data engineer builds what we call data pipeline. Data pipelines. Okay, build data pipelines, move data from data sources. Okay, this is what we call a data source. This is a data source. Okay, this is what we call a data source. A data source basically means where the data is generated. A data source refers to where the data is generated. Okay, and this is where we call this data warehouse is also called data destination. Okay, this is the source and this is the destination. Destination. Okay, all right. So that's exactly what you were talking about. So the data engineer is the person that harmonizes data, that brings data together, okay, and harmonizes it together and ensures it is available for either the data analyst or the data scientist to answer critical problems or critical questions within the organization. That's the job of the data engineer. Okay. Now, to make it easy for you to understand these three people, make it very easy for you to understand. And this is where I'm going to wrap it up, the difference between the three roles. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to do this very quickly for you. So today, everybody asks, do you guys know what a GPT? Okay, let's say you have a house. Before I go there, let's say this is your house. Okay, this is how we used to draw our house in primary school. Okay, and that's the way I'm going to draw the house also. So this is your house. Okay, let's say it's a 3-story building. Okay, there are 3 rooms up here and there are 3 rooms down here. Okay, let's say there's another room here, there's another room here. So this is your house. You have a duplex or triplex or whatever they call it. Now on top of the house, this house, when you build your house, you need water, correct? You need water in your house. So you get a very big tank. You get a very big tank Okay, you get a very big tank, and let's call this tank a GP tank. Do you guys know what a GP tank is? If you're Nigerian and you don't know what a GP tank is, frankly, I'm going to take your citizenship away from you. Do you guys know what a GP tank is? You know what a GP tank? Does anybody know what a GP tank is? A GP tank. Nobody knows what a GP tank is. Wow. Only two people. Wow. Wow. So let me show you what a GP tank is. I'm really sure if I showed you immediately, you would say, yes, you know. Let me see. Let me show you quickly. I'm going to get my browser and I'll say GP tank. Okay. I'm not looking for the price in Nigeria. I don't know what the price is. So just a few people. Yeah, this is what we call a GP tank. Do you guys now know what a GP tank is? This is a GP tank. It's GP. So some people might just see the name, but they don't know that it's a GP tank. They call it a GP tank. Okay, water storage, exactly. It's a water storage tank. So this is what I call a GP tank. So in most houses, you'll find out that you need a GP tank, commonly called storage. Okay, fantastic. I've never heard of storage. I call it GP tank anyways. So majority of the houses that you see in Nigeria have a GP tank on top of it that stores water. Somebody already says it, yeah? It stores water. Okay. So you use your GP tank to store water or water. Okay. Now, in every house, in every room, there's pipe that goes into every room, correct? From the GP tank, water is running in everybody's room. Water is running in everybody's room, okay? Everybody's room. There's water running in everybody's room, okay? Now, from the GP tank that stores water, water is running into everybody's room. But the water inside this GP tank, where does it come from? The water inside the GP tank, where does it come from? Where does it just miraculously just enter into the GP tank? Where does it come from? Can anybody tell me? Anybody? Anybody? Tell me, where does the water in the GP tank, where does it come from? From a borehole. Fantastic. So you see, there is something outside. There is something outside. I don't know how to draw a ball, but let me just draw it like this. Okay? Okay? Let's say this is the pumping machine. This is the pumping machine. All right. So is it like, let's say it could either be a well, okay? It could either be a well or a borehole, like you said. A borehole, okay? So now you guys are absolutely correct. Now, in data engineering, in data ecosystem, this is where the water exists. This is the water source. Correct? This is the water source. This is where water is generated. This is where water comes. You don't know how your water just is in the well. If you keep fetching from now to next month, water is going to be there. Do you get me? So that's the same thing. What I say data source. Okay, that's where data is being generated. Okay, that's where data is being generated. Okay, but you don't need the water in the borehole. You don't need it to be inside the borehole. You need it to be inside your GP tank. Okay, so you see, you go get a plumber that will do what? That will lay pipes, that will lay pipes and ensure that there is water in the GP tank. Okay, that will lay a pipe. Now the pipe will go like this. Okay, okay. So once you on your pumping machine, water will start flowing from from the well or the borehole will start flowing. Okay, and water will flow till it gets into your GP tank. Now your GP tank is where all the water. That's where it's storing the water. So this is your destination. This is the destination. This is your basically what I call data destination. Okay, data destination. All right. So this is where the water was generated, but you don't need it there. You need it in the GP tank. Okay. And that's exactly where it is. So you see, the plumber essentially is the data engineer. Okay. Is the data engineer that builds the pipeline that moves data from the data source to the data destination. Okay. So over here, the well, in our former example, the well is our POS, is the web or the teller machine. Okay, the teller machine. That's the data source. So when you go there, you make payment with your card, you make payment with the web or whatsoever. That's where data, that's transaction data, that's where it's being created. Okay. Once that data is created, the data engineer moves the data and ensure it gets to the final destination. So in every room in the house, I'm going to say that's a department. So this one, HR, this is finance, this is logistics, this is operations ops, this is let's say admin, okay, and let's say which other department is there? Say finance, let's say customer representation or representative and all that. So the data is available in the data source, okay, in this destination. So now HR can get data from there to do the analysis. Finance can get data from the data source or data destination to do the analysis. Logistics departments can get data from that place to do the analysis. Operations can get data from the destination to do the allocation. What do you call it? The guys in admin, okay, can also do the same thing. The guys in customer representatives and all that could also do the same thing. So imagine if all these departments decides to go here to the well directly to go and be fetching water by themselves. We all know how messy it looks. We know how messy, how frustrating it is when everybody in the house goes outside with a bucket, with their fetcher, and everybody wants to get water from the well, from one well, but everybody's going there to get water. We all know how messy it is. Okay, that's exactly why the data engineer exists. So make sure that this data is readily available for any department that needs the water or data in this situation. That's the easiest way for you to understand the difference between the role of a data engineer, the data analyst, and the data scientist. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys understand. If you understand data engineering now a little bit better than you did before, please put a one in the chat, okay? Please put a one in the chat if you understand the role of a data engineer a lot better than you did before, all right? Now, I'm going to show you the difference between data analytics and data science. Now, this is where everybody loses it, because everybody wants to go and learn Python. Even the data analysts that started yesterday, you started learning data analytics yesterday, we are going to learn Python already. Now, let me tell you the difference between data analytics and data science. I won't spend too much time on this, so I want you guys to listen to me very well. Okay? Now, the data analyst and we have the data scientist. What's the difference between these two roles? Let me explain. The data analyst essentially is somebody that does a focus. When you're looking at analytics in general, let me break it down a little bit better for you. All right. When you're looking at analytics, when you're looking at the spectrum of when you're looking at data analytics. Okay. Now, when you're looking at this, there are four things that I'll focus on three for today's session. There are three things that you need to understand deeply. Okay, we have the first one, descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics. Okay, I have what? Diagnostics. Diagnostic analytics. Okay, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be wondering, like, what are these big words if it meant I say this evening? And last but not the least, I have predictive analytics. Okay, so I have descriptive analytics, I have diagnostic analytics, and I have predictive analytics. Now, very simple. What is descriptive analytics? What happened? Kilo shele. What happened? Okay. The next one I have here is diagnostic analytics, which is why did that thing happen? Why did it happen? Did it happen? And last but not the least thing is predictive analytics, which is what will happen. What will happen? Okay, what will happen? So descriptive analytics, what happened? Now let me put it in the simplest way possible for you. If you go to the hospital today, okay, and you want to see a doctor, something's wrong with you, or something's wrong with you, and you want to see a doctor, you go to the doctor, and the first thing the doctor would ask you is, what's happening? What's wrong with you? So you're going to be explaining the things that has happened in the last couple of days or minutes or hours, all right, whatever the case may be. Okay, you are going to tell the person what happened. That is descriptive analytics. So, as a data analyst, you're going to be analyzing data to tell us what happened before, what has happened in the past. So, looking at Ebano's situation, how many customers came in last month? How many customers came in last month? How many products did we sell? How many, what was our total revenue? What was our total profit? What happened? That's basically what happened last month. What happened last year? So you're always dealing with historical data. You're dealing with something that's happened before. So it has happened, and you're trying to explain what happened. So if I come meet you, like you have a kid in your house, that the baby is crying, something has happened. The first thing I'll ask the baby, like, what happened? Is there something happened? Is that why you're crying? You want then the baby will start to narrate the event that has happened before. So that's descriptive analytics. What happened? So as a data professional, you're going to be analyzing data to tell us what happened. How many customers did we generate? How many products did we sell? What region do people buy from? If people are buying on the web, what applications do they use? What do they usually buy the most? They're trying to just tell us exactly what happened last month. Okay, that's essentially your job role. Now we also have diagnostic analytics. Why did this happen? So if we now find out that quite a number of people are paying by cash and not POS, why? Why? What sort of customers come in to buy products and pay using this particular transaction type? Okay, so people come in to buy more fruits than produce. So people don't come in to buy, oatmeal, cornflakes, and all that. People don't come in to buy all this kind of stuff. People come in to buy strawberries, banana, and fruits. That's what most people buy. Okay, but why? Why is that? What's the reason for that? What type of customers usually come in to do that particular kind of transaction? Now you're going one step further. So you've described the situation. Oh, we had 500 customers that came in last month. Okay. Now that's holistic. That's describing the total number of people that came in last month. But you also want to know why. What did they do? What kind of transaction did they do? Out of that 500 customers that came in last month, 300 of them, purchased a particular product. And based off that, you are using that based on diagnostic analytics, you can make more informed decisions. Okay, so you know exactly why certain things happen, why certain people are purchasing certain type of product, why they are behaving the way they are behaving. Okay, so that's diagnostic analytics. And the last but not the least is predictive analytics. This is what you're now predicting. Okay, you're not looking at last month activities anymore. Okay, you're not predicting that. Okay, by December, this is what will happen. Okay, this is what will happen in December. Okay, you're going into the future to predict what will happen. Now, when you're looking at this three spectrum, the data analyst will focus on only two. The data analyst. So if you're looking at becoming a data analyst, you only need to focus on two types of data analyst. You only need to focus on two, which is descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics. That's literally what you need to focus on. What happened and why did that particular thing happen? Now, please, if you have not filled the attendance, please fill the attendance so you can get access to the recording so you can watch this all over again. Now, what happened? Descriptive analytics is what happened and why did it happen? Okay. So you see a lot of data analysts using Power BI, Excel, Tableau. What are they doing? They're building dashboard. What is that dashboard? What is it doing? You see somewhere total product, total revenue, how many male, how many female, what's the total transaction per month, the trend of, you are basically analyzing what has happened last month, what happened and why did it happen. So that's why you need a lot of reporting. So the data analyst, okay, focuses majorly on reporting, on events that have happened in the past, things that have happened in the past. You're reporting what has happened last month, last 3 months, last 6 months, last year. Okay, you're comparing what happened in 2024 versus what happens in 2025. You're basically telling me what happened in 2024 and what happened in 2025, and you're doing a comparison. Basically, it's just descriptive analytics. You're trying to find out why certain things, why was there a growth between January and February. Okay, so if you sold 500 products in January, okay, 500 products in January, and in February you got 1,000 products, okay, you sold 1,000. Why? What did you do differently? You did sold 500 in January, but now you're doing 1,000 products in February. Why? Okay, we run ads. Okay, we run more adverts. Okay, we engaged influencers. Oh, we engaged more people. Okay, we listened to customers in January, and based on their feedback, we're able to generate more leads, and those leads paid more. And that's the reason why we did that. Or people even referred people. So people that bought in January loved our product and they referred people, and that's the reason why we have more increase of customers in February. That's you understanding why. So an event happened in January, an event happened in February. Okay, you want to know why there was an increase or why there was a decrease or why did that thing happen? You want to figure out. That's exactly what you see. All those your dashboard that people are building up and down. Okay, that's why they need their dashboards. Okay, that's why you need dashboard because you're reporting an event that has happened. Okay, and you want to make an informed decision based off that. So if you sold 500 in January, in February you sold 1,000, and clearly the reason why why you sold more in February is because people referred people. Okay, what would you do in March? You need an incentive that will get people to refer more people. Right? That's the case. So initially you didn't pay them to refer people, but they referred. Now imagine if you're now saying that, okay, for everybody that you refer, you're getting $25. You're getting 25,000 naira for every single person that you refer. I mean, now people are now alarmed to say that, okay, I love this product. I can get people to buy and I can be paid through it. And that's exactly where referral bonuses and referral packages come in play. Okay. So if you open a bank app today, or you open like for us here in Canada, it's about simple. So if you create a Bamboo account, I'm pretty sure you get referral bonuses, you get referral links and all that. Where did that start from? Basically, because they've seen that if you like a product, you will likely refer it to your family members, to your friends, to why not get paid for it? And that's exactly where that referral bonus comes in play. Why did they implement it? Because they had seen what had happened even before they started referral bonuses. Okay, so that's exactly why you need only dashboard. Now, what kind of tools would you use Python to build a dashboard? No, absolutely no. You don't need Python to build. So that's why you need your Excel, okay, Power BI, Tableau, okay, and so on. Okay. So if you're a data analyst and you become a data analyst and you're currently struggling to learn Python, it's a waste of time. You're wasting your time. Okay, so go and learn Excel. Go and be good in Power BI. Go and be good in Tableau. And also for querying, you need SQL, so you need to go learn SQL. Anyways, that's that. So last but not least, the data scientist. Okay, so I've talked about the data analyst. Okay, that's only focused on two things: descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics. But you see, the data scientist on the other hand, the data scientist is a master of all three of them, a master of all three. Master, you have to master all three of them. So the data scientist will do all the three of them. The data scientist will do predictive analytics, will do descriptive diagnostic and predictive analytics. So the data scientist needs to know what happened, needs to know why that thing happened, okay, in order for them to predict what will happen. Okay, so basically, if you remember, there's a saying my mom would say, back in the days, um, show me your friends, and I'll tell you the type of person that you are. So if I see like the first friend, I see another friend, and I see the third friend, and I see a fourth friend, I can tell you the type of person that you are. Is prediction. Okay, so I know what happened last month. I know what happened the month before that one. I know what happened last year. Okay, and I know why that thing happened. I can use what happened, why it happened, and I can use that to predict what will eventually happen this year. Okay, that's predictive analytics. So that's where you now start to bring in your machine learning, statistical modeling, stats, modeling, and so on and so forth. Now, the key tool the data scientists would use is Python for all this. They would use Python. Python is the major tool they would use for their analysis. from descriptive analytics to diagnostic analytics to predictive analytics. They won't build dashboards, okay? But they can build visualization in Python, okay? And that's exactly what they're doing. It. So for your diagnostic analytics data scientist in the house, you would have heard of EDA, okay? EDA, you have your exploratory data analysis. So that's where you do your diagnostic and your descriptive and diagnostic analytics, all right? How many customers, how many male, how many female, how many produce, so on and so forth, okay? So that's basically the chase. Now, just to wrap it up, okay? Just to wrap it up, these are the technologies that you need to learn in each of this career path. So data engineering, you have the likes of Python, Linux, AWS, PySpark, DBT, SQL, GitHub, cloud like AWS, Azure, GCP, Apache Airflow, and so on, Databricks, and so on and so forth. For data analytics, very clean, very simple, Excel, Power BI, Tableau, Microsoft Fabrics, and so on. Like literally, that's what you need to learn. Now, for data science, Python, number one. Okay. Then you can talk about your SQL, you can talk about Tableau, you can talk about AWS, your cloud platform, AWS, GCP, Azure, so on and so forth. The key thing for data science is machine learning. So you're doing machine learning, okay, you're learning how to implement, okay, you're learning how to improve, okay, you're learning how to do all the stuff in machine learning, all right, and statistical modeling, essentially. And now with the advent of the AI, LLMs, large language models, you also need to learn how to implement, how to leverage all these applications together. So that's data science. So you see the distinction between data engineering, data analytics, and data science. Now, the last thing I'll talk about is a lot of people are looking to become either of these roles. They think data engineering, data engineers, data analytics, data analysts, data science, data scientists. That's the only job title they know. Okay, but there are so many job titles in the market today. So if you're going into data engineering, there's so many job titles that you need to consider. Data engineer, BI engineer or BI developer, data platform engineer, Azure cloud engineer, GCP cloud engineer. These are all job roles. If you're good in data engineering, there are so many other job roles you could actually search for. Data analytics, the same thing. You can't only work as a data analyst. So there's so many other roles: product analyst, business intelligence, logistics analyst, operational analyst, marketing analyst, supply chain analyst, procurement analyst, sales analyst, customer insight analyst. There's so many roles out there. So when you're only searching for data analyst, okay, meanwhile, there are so many other roles out there that you could actually apply to. For data scientists, you could apply to all roles in data analytics. You can apply to majority of them. I'll say about 80-90% of them, you can apply to them. Machine learning engineer, data scientist, quantitative analyst, market research analyst, forecasting analyst, big data analyst, computer vision engineer, demand planning, NLP developer, and so on and so forth. So you see, the roles are there. It's just that you just don't know. So when you say it's saturated, you are not sure. You don't know. Okay, I've been in the space for the last 10 years, and I'll tell you this: there is a demand for data professional across the world. Okay, it's a globalized economy. So if you're not getting a job in Nigeria, why not chase outside? Why not look for a job outside? All right. And if you want to scale within the same organization, why not learn the skills that's necessary enough for you to get a job within the organization? Okay, so those are the things that you could actually do. All right. So who has had a good time today? Who has learned something significantly different from what they knew before? Who has learned something new? Put yeah in the chat. Let's see. Put yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. If you learned something new and you're really impressed with what you've heard so far, put yeah in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Someone said perfect delivery. Awesome. That's amazing. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. I had a good time also. You guys were shy initially, were very quiet, very, very quiet. But I'm happy to see that there's a lot of chats now coming in. Awesome, awesome. I'm happy you had a good time. I'm really impressed also. So one thing I would like to tell you that data careers are not saturated. They are growing. They are growing consistently. Okay, growing consistently. And if you need more information about that, or you need just, yeah, I mean, follow us on Instagram, follow us on all our channel. We're happy to share more information with you. Okay, so that's the reason why we created our own platform to help organizations or help individuals identify career paths that they want to be good at, and also get them trained on this particular skill set. Okay. In the last 5 years, we've trained people literally across the world. Organization, individuals, we've trained people literally over 60,000 people in the last 5 years of our life, okay, of our existence. And we've worked with different businesses. These are just some businesses in Europe and in Nigeria that we've partnered with, HSBC to Sterling Bank to UBA to GT Bank. Our participants come from different aspects of the world, really, and we've trained them. So this is just a snapshot of some organizations that we've partnered with, to work with. And we covered so many industries. So if you're in finance, you want to get a job, or you're looking at training your staff within the finance industry, FMCG, oil and gas, telecommunication, we have our experts covering all these areas. So, and we've listened to the testimonials, if you started the session with us, and this is one of the sessions that we had with Fair Money. This is one we did with Airs Odin. This is one we did with Carrier Assets, TGI Group, Nigerian Breweries, and we have Mikano. Let me just for due diligence sake, I'm going to play one of the videos for you, so you can listen to the testimonial that we had with one of our guys, with one of the training that we did. Okay, so I'm going to play one of them. Let me just play it out of as okay, Nigerian Breweries. Let me just play that on Nigerian Breweries. Okay, so we can all be on the same page. Okay, quickly.
All right. So just like my colleague mentioned, so this is a collaboration between Tenalytics and Nigerian breweries. It's a 2-day training, and we're going to take a look at Excel. And one other thing, you have different slicer designs over here that you can choose from. Okay, but all of these they don't correspond with our dashboard.
Yeah, it's been good, more like a refresher and finding out things that are actually new or things you didn't know you could do. The pace was good, the content was excellent as well.
Thank you very much. This is very, very educative and very interactive. For me, it's a kind of eye-opener to what I can do in Excel. I can do more, better than what I used to do. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Now that's corporate. This is just a snapshot of some corporate organizations that we've worked with. Okay, just to let you know that we have the capacity of delivering sessions for individuals, for talents within your organization. So if you're an HR professional, you want to train your staff on different skill sets, 100%. I mean, that's our bread and butter. Okay. Now for individuals also that are looking to upskill themselves, 100%, we've done this year in, year out. So we have a lot of people. You can see Abigail here transition from being a care worker in Canada to becoming a business analyst. We also see Oluwatosin also got a job as a fraud analyst. We have Ramadan got a job, as a business analyst in the UK. Temi also got a job as a data analyst or a business analyst also in Europe. Can't remember exactly where in Europe, where he was part of the people that went through the program and was able to get a job. We also have Abdurrashid based in Nigeria, got a job in the US, working as a data scientist. And we have a ton of other people. You see, we have chemical engineer, from chemical engineer to data engineer. We have Vivian from data, got a job as a data scientist in the UK. Madam Larry, the same thing, got a job as a sustainability data analyst. So you see, all these roles exist, but you just don't know that they exist. So let me just play one of them for you, so you can also get to listen to what the person has to say. So let me just listen to Tammy, okay? So it's a very quick one. Let me see. This is
Hi, good day. My name is Ramat, and if you're stumbling on this, trust me, you've landed in the right place, because I'm going to be briefly sharing my experience with you about my journey with Tenalytics and how I was able to get a job within 3 months of joining the cohort. I joined them and enrolled for the course. Tenalytics has well-seasoned facilitators who are experts in the field. Imagine not having any experience beforehand as a business analyst and finishing with Tenalytics as a pro. Personally, I also got interview preparation sessions that helped me prepare well.
all right. So that's exactly where we come in. So for individuals that are looking to transition and pivot into the tech space, this is exactly what you're looking for also. And we've done this for tons of professionals literally across the world. So our session, we're going to be starting a session and this weekend. And we're only taking in the next 10 people to join the program. So if you're looking at getting started, I mean, the discount is only available for 10 people virtually, even looking at getting started. So the original price is 300,000 naira. It's going to be physical in Lagos. So for people that love physical trading, fantastic. This is going to be for you. It's going to be for 5 days, 9 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. We're going to be talking about Excel and Power BI for data analytics. So if you want to nominate staff of the organization also, please do well. If you want to be nominated also for your organization, please do well to share with them. And they'll, we're happy to, send you whatever document that you need. So the training is from Excel to Power BI, applied data analytics and reporting system. The original price is 300,000 naira, but we're doing a discount, late bird discount for people that are looking at get started. So it's 20 people discounted. Okay, so for the first 20 people, the program is starting on the 23rd. That's this Monday. So you want to definitely be a part of it. So it's physical, 250,000 naira. Okay. And if you want to join virtually, also accepted, it's 150,000 naira, and that's only available for 10 people. Okay, so I want to keep it very small, very neat, packed, and ensure that you get the best experience that you ever get from any training program. Okay, and if you're nominating the members of your team, of your organization, or if you have 3 people, 3 friends that come together to pay for the training, you get 5% further discount. Okay, so from the 250, you're getting another 5% discount. And if it's about 4 of you, you're getting a 7.5% discount if you're coming together from the same organization or people within themselves. 4 people coming together, you're getting a 7.5% further discount. This is the account number on the screen, the analytics data and strategy. It's a Sterling Bank account. And please do well to you. Once you made your payment, you could just, you see here, click here to view the curriculum. Let's take a look at the curriculum. I'm going to click on this. And that's the reason why you have to fill the attendance. So you can also send some of these documents to you. So it's an analytics business, learn alongside professionals from top organizations. So that's the reason why it's open to literally anybody from any organization. So you can get to network, you can get to meet people from other organizations and also learn from analytics from our own experts. Okay. So we have the from Excel to Power BI trading, okay, applied data analytics and reporting systems. So you see here, you're also going to be getting a free, I'm going to show you some of the extra things you're going to be getting for free. Okay. So it's 23rd to 27th of June, 2025. You can view the curriculum. So you see the curriculum that you're going to be working with. So you're going to start from an Excel from the fundamental. So if you don't know Excel before, don't worry. We're going to start from the absolute fundamental from zero, okay, and take you to 100 in Excel. So Excel foundations, to Excel analytics and dashboard, to getting started with Power BI desktop, to Power BI DAX and dashboarding, to Power BI service and capstone projects. So essentially everything is in there. Okay, the date we're starting 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's physical in Lagos, like I said, so that's 250,000 naira discounted for only the first 20 people, and the virtual is 150,000. So it could be anywhere virtually. It really doesn't matter, and you get this discount also at the end of the day. So that's basically it. Okay, the curriculum, everything is there. You're going to be getting live classes. You're also going to be getting the courses. Okay, you're going to be getting virtual courses created by us to help you gain more experience in Excel, in Power BI, with case studies and all that. Okay, so all you need to do is just pay your 250,000 naira into the account number here, and we'll get you registered. So once you've made your payment, once you've made your transfer to this account, all you do is click on register now. You see register now, and it takes you to this form. It takes you to the form. So once you've made your payment, all you need to click here, register now, and it takes you to the form. And yeah, all you need to put is your full name, your email, your phone number, your job title, your organization name, and the training program you want to pay for or you paid for. So Excel and Power BI, you want it to be done physical, and so on and so forth. So if you made the payment, take a screenshot of the payment and upload the file, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So this is our first ever 5-day training program in Nigeria. Okay, and you want to be a part of it because you're going to be getting the best experience. You're going to be getting the best experience from the training program. Okay, so thank you very much for that. So what else are you going to be getting from the training if you pay? All right. Our courses are accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So, I mean, anywhere you go to, literally across the world, you can always use the certificate to tell them that you've gone through this training and the training is accredited by the American Institute of the Council of Training and Development. You also get 5 month access to our extensive Excel and Power BI online course. So you're paying for 5 days, but you're getting 5 month access to our Excel and Power BI courses, and you get course support. Okay, so you get access to the course, the material, the case studies, and so on and so forth. Now, you also get lifetime access to the recorded what if the sessions that we have during the call, during the 5 days. You also have lifetime access to the materials, to the recording, and so on and so forth. And now, guess what? Item 7 is fully refreshed, full day refreshment. So breakfast and your lunch is on 10 analytics. So you have nothing to worry about. So you're coming to learn. You're not thinking about what you're going to eat. You're not thinking about what you're going to drink. Everything is on us. At what? At a discount of 250,000 naira for the next 5 days. So we're starting on Monday. If you want to be a part of this, you need to register now, not tomorrow, not next week. You need to register now. The first ever 5 day training program, intensive 9 to 4 p.m. every single day for this week that we're going into. If you want to be a part of it, this is where you need to. This is where you need to come in. All right. Somebody's asking what time. The time for the session is 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Literally is there 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday next week. Okay, 250,000 naira for physical and virtual. And I think get a ticket. Yes, you can 100%. You can get yours as a takeaway 100%. It's on the mainland. It's in nearby Lagos. It's on the island. It's on the mainland. So you'll be coming to the mainland if you want to be a part of it. Okay. So it's conducive environment, very good for learning, collaboration, networking. Everything is going to be there. So 23rd to 27th of June. That's this Monday that's coming. So if you want to be a part of it, please secure your space now. Secure your space now. That's what we're saying. All right, take advantage of the discount in the charts. Okay, like I said earlier, we've been doing this for the last 5 years. We've been helping people literally virtually training staff of different organizations across the world. So you definitely want to be a part of it. So now, if you have any concerns or any question or any further question, please do well to raise up your hand on the call right now. Okay, you can ask your questions on the call. But if you don't want to ask the question on the call, you could also just send us an email. Okay, either to treasure@10analytics.org or business@10analytics.org. So you could send us an email, or you could actually just send us an email, and we'll be happy to reach out to you. All right. So that's basically the case. And see what you've learned in the last, you can see what you've learned theoretically in the last, I would say, an hour, going on 2 hours now. Okay. So imagine what you learned in the next 5 days, learning Excel and Power BI with us. Okay. So I'll be happy to take you on, and we're totally excited to have you on board. Okay. Any other question? Do I have any other question in the chat? Any other question? Any other question? So, like I said, this discount is not available for everybody. We're only taking the next first 20 people to register. And if you want to be part of those 20 people, please secure your discount now. So click here. Once my colleagues are dropping the link in the chat. So once you click on the link, it takes you to this page. All right. And then you can read up anything that you're looking for. So view curriculum, and you get to see, everything that has to do with the curriculum, introduction to data analytics, introduction to Excel, data cleaning in Excel, data analyst toolkit, data analytics dashboard, getting started with Power BI desktop, Power BI DAX and dashboarding, everything that you need to learn about Excel and Power BI. And like I said, these courses are accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So those are the things that you need in order for you to, secure your spot. All right. So these are some of the testimonials that we've gotten from different organizations. Okay. And you can be a part of it just by coming on board. Okay.
This is a partnership between Analytics and Fair Money to offer you a training session on a specific data analytics tool called
So we have that. We've partnered with companies like Kuda, MTN, AfriInvest, Advanced, Fair Money, Right Food, and so many more organizations literally across the world. So we're accredited, data protection, and so on and so forth. So everything that you need, honestly, is here. It's literally, this is your one-stop shop, I would say. Okay, so if you're looking at getting started, or if you want to partner with us to come train your staff, we will do that for you. Customized to suit you, suit your department, suit your unit, suits them in terms of literally all the things that they need. Will come into your organization to do that. So If you're looking for us to partner with you, that's also good. If you want to recommend us to your HR also, please do well to do that. We're happy to come in to train everybody on analytics, cybersecurity, project management, business analysis, so on and so forth. So thank you very much, everyone. I had a wonderful time. I'm pretty sure you guys had a wonderful time. I could see some of the comments that you made about the session. All right. Somebody said very insightful. We were just evaluating our jobs on decline and trying to assimilate the knowledge. That is why we were quiet. So Gladys, thank you so much for that comment. Really appreciate it. So if you had a wonderful time today, let me see if I can get people to unmute themselves. I don't think I know how to do that. Treasure, do you want to get people to unmute themselves so I can? Good day. Okay. Okay. Somebody's dropping the yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. I did have a wonderful time. And hopefully we could also have a wonderful time next week to where you can join the session and we can work together in getting you the knowledge and experience that you need. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Do have a wonderful day ahead. And yeah, see you next week. Bye for now and take care, guys.